Alright, so we are back for one of the first videos for 2022, guys. So happy new year to all of you guys, and a big thanks to all those who subscribed in 2021. So thanks for helping the channel grow, and because of that, I'm unboxing one of the most requested IMs here in the channel. So this is actually an unexpected unboxing for me because this is the second VK4 that we're gonna try to unbox, because the first VK4, the one that I reviewed 2 years ago, seems to have been changed. And of course, the old VK4, one of the legends for me in the budget 5 space. For $10, it's one of the best that you can get. Looking at the box itself, it has some similarities in the box, but you're getting a different look for your VK4. 0.75mm 2-pin connector, 3.5mm jack, 1.2 meters in cable, and 20 to 40 kHz in frequency range, and 16 ohm impedance as well. So it has some similarities with the frequency range here, but you're getting a different look from your box itself, and you are getting that VK4. And yeah, from the get-go, this looks similar to the AK6 Pro. And in terms of the overall cable quality as well, the old one has maybe thicker cables compared to the new one, more thin and also lighter as well. So definitely the old OG version, I would say, it's a bit more sturdy feeling compared to what you're getting with the new VK4s. And of course, you're getting that IM itself, the VK4 itself. It's a bit different compared to my copy, because my copy is maybe carbon style look. And also the overall build quality, both are plastic. So I find the new one to be maybe has less mass overall, a bit lighter as well compared to the OG VK4 here. And actually, guys, if you do look at the cable as well, so they have some differences. The old one has maybe a thicker preform ear hooks, the new one has thinner as well. So this is how it pairs on the ears, though still very similar to the VK4, quite light on the ears, so this will be comfortable for a long listening session. Isolation just okay. This won't be your live monitoring type of isolation. Also stability as well, quite good. Again, not the best. It doesn't go that deep to the ear, but because of that ear holes, it will stay on your ear nicely. Alright, so we now did some measurements on the VK4, and looking at the measurements here, this is really disappointing, guys. So this is really far compared to the OG VK4. So the bass is maybe 20 dB more elevated in the mix here, so very different. They shouldn't have called this the VK4 already. This is a new IM by itself, and this will mislead new buyers in the future. So this is quite sad. Looking at just the measurements, we haven't even listened to this, but let's try to listen to some tunes. But I'm not that ecstatic about the listen here. Alright, so we are now listening to some I Shot the Sheriff by Eric Clapton, and this is definitely more in the warmer side now of presentation. This is not your balanced VK4 anymore. In the vocals, it's now more recessed in the mix for me. The overall listen is more muddy now of a listen. It's still in the smoother side of things, a more dynamic driver presentation, but yeah, very different in terms of the overall listen here. Going to Let's Groove Earth, Wind and Fire. Here in Let's Groove Earth, Wind and Fire, so actually, to be fair to the new VK4, you're still getting that fairly level 1.5K to 12K, 9K. Yeah, the bass is a bit too elevated for me in the mix. And yeah, there's too much mid bass here as well, so it bleeds through the mids too much for me, and that drowns out some part of the spectrum as well. Yeah, this is a bit too muddy now for listen for me. Also, in terms of the technicalities as well, I'm encountering less micro detail here. So there might be difference in the driver that they used here compared to the OG VK4. So again, not a good sign for me overall. So looking at the measurements here, as you guys can see, the bass is definitely more elevated in the mix, around 5 dB more elevated in the new VK4, and the mid bass as well, very much elevated in the mix. And looking at the top end here, you're getting less 5K, less 10K in the mix. To be fair, they do have some similarities in the trend of the graph. Like they both have maybe 1.5K elevation. They both have 4.5K elevation as well, and also 10K elevation as well. So they both have still that small peaks there, but definitely the VK4 is more balanced to the ear here. So yeah, very different in the overall tuning. So this is a new IEM sound altogether. So overall impressions, bass is too elevated for me in the mix. The vocals, bit drawn out because of the mid bass bleed, and also the vocals as well, the positioning is not that good for me on the ear. Extension is still there. It still extends to 12K, so there's still that treble there, but it's a bit too recessed for me in the mix now. The bass is a bit too elevated for me in the mix. So yeah, looking at this objectively, this is a no for me. So I don't like the overall listen. This is a bit too muddy of a listen for me, and this definitely sacrifices a lot of things compared to especially the OG VK4. And actually, yeah, for me, it's a bit shady that they still name this the VK4, because yeah, this will mislead a lot of people. And I'm actually considering not adding the VK4 in the list now, of IEMs because it might, mislead some people, because I'm referring to this VK4, the old VK4, which is very, very nice. All right, so that's my take with the new VK4. A bit disappointed on this. Maybe one of the most disappointing videos that I did in the channel. Unfortunately, of course, if you learned something, leave a like and subscribe for content like this in the future. Have you bought the new VK4? What do you think of it? Do you have the same findings as mine? Maybe there's still some old VK4s left in the market. Were you able to grab it before it changes to the new one? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next zpolt unboxing. Goodbye.